Good morning, everyone. Gary Schick here, National Partner Manager for Quest. I am joined by my esteemed colleague, Mr. Adam Burke, and other esteemed members from the Quest channel team and marketing team. Pleasure to have you all join us this morning for our quarterly or monthly partner review, partner forum deck that we have going on. Just a couple of things. Welcome. This is an interactive session. We are recording this, so if you happen to know some people who haven't attended or want to come back and visit this, we are recording this. It is interactive, so you can unmute your microphones at any time and chime in. And we do have a thank you card for those of you who are attending today. Our marketing team will be reaching out with follow-up for that. So on today's agenda, some of you may be new to Quest. We'll go through a quick company overview, some of our differentiators, kind of our sweet spots. Probably the core of the meeting here is what's hot and trending at Quest. Adam Burke is going to take the bulk of the meeting today, talk about our hyperscaler consulting services. Huge topic going on in the marketplace right now. I'm in Cincinnati today. We've been doing a lot of partner events with the TSDs. Big topic around that area, though. So excited to have Adam kind of share some of the insights, some of the things we're seeing here. We do have some Q&A and some wrap up. Thanks to you who have submitted some questions over there. We really appreciate that. So, company overview. For those of you new to Quest, thank you for building this out, Adam. So, high level, Quest has been around since 1982, a very long time. We are QuestSYS.com. There are a lot of companies called Quest out there. I put that in there for myself so that everybody knows kind of where we are. We are their leading global vendor agnostic technology integrator. Providing custom solutions. They're real simple go-to-market strategy since the early days around how can we help. That has really driven who we are as a company and what we do. There are tons of great products out there. There's obviously a lot of smart people in the marketplace out there. Where we've really made a mark and become dependent to our customers is, hey, what are they trying to do? Kind of where are their gaps and what can we help with? And you can see the list here that's taken us all different directions over the past 4 years. Products, professional managed services, obviously cyber and risk management is a huge component of just about everything today. Cabling and physical infrastructure, unified communications and carriers applications, staffing, pretty much everything up and down the entire stack here, with the glue being around, kind of our professional services and our resources around that. Next slide, Adam. So where are we located? We are headquartered in, like I said, Northern California and Sacramento, California. We do have 3 network and security operations centers globally. We have 2 main facilities that we own and operate in Northern California, Sacramento. I got about a couple 100,000 square feet of data center space that we own and operate. We also have Quest employees and facilities over in Manila, Philippines, Vietnam, and over in Dublin, Ireland. That are able to support the 24/7 managed security services that we support. So, obviously ability to take a call 24/7. That's not only for technical and security questions. We also have a end user help desk and support center. It's a different user set than maybe your technical questions coming in. Again, all fully staffed by Quest employees, covered up and down the whole tech stack that I shared earlier. We do have co-location and cabinet space we've got about 20 some facilities that we're in domestically here in the US and can pretty much land anywhere on the planet in other people's facilities as they need them. We also have some development centers that we work with for our application development and other resources globally, which you can see listed below. So where are we different? Where Quest is really centric, is really focused in being a good listener and really trying to understand those customer outcomes through integrated services. There's obviously tons of companies that y'all have access to through the TSD supplier portfolio out there. Any one of these pies that here that lots of suppliers there. Where we really start to differentiate is we really get to, when you start to bundle and put the service pillars together, when you need 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 slices of this pie, there's fewer and fewer suppliers in the portfolio that can really do all these. So maybe they need a technology product, they need professional services to, hey, what do I buy? How do I implement it? How do I migrate it? If they need to land someplace in a Quest owned or a third-party data center, they maybe need smart hands out there as you start to really listen to your customers and what their outcome is, and candidly the gaps, the glue in between all those areas to get that outcome is where we kind of live and where we kind of flourish with our customer base. So that's a huge area for us. And as I shared, our core building blocks, this is really centric. It's not, it's a pie chart here on one hand, but it's not meant to be limiting in any extent. These are just some examples of some of our core services that we deliver to our customers through our channel partners. Like I said, as you start to cross into the different areas over here, you start to, differentiate Quest versus other suppliers in the portfolio. Maybe look at to either consolidate suppliers or round out the different portfolios. So obviously cyber, we're definitely Adam, I can't remember if the slide is in here in our core with the managed security providers, but you're going to maybe touch on that. And the different services here, professional infrastructure, disaster recovery, all these things are core services to Quest with not only our own solutions, but also through, different technology providers we can bring to the market.
Awesome.
And with that, I'm excited to hand it over to Mr. Burke to talk about the core of our presentation today. So Adam, what's going on and trending over at Quest over here? Take us away.
Yeah, no, thanks, Gary. I appreciate everyone hopping on today. If you find any value in what we're doing, please share it out with the content. We'll have it available. We'll send it out to you afterwards as a follow-up, but also interactive. So if there are any questions as I'm going through this, please don't hesitate to ask any questions. Something that we're seeing from our side of the fence as a supplier is a lot around some hyperscaler consulting services and some additional options out there in the marketplace. So we all know GCP, Azure, and AWS. Quest is a partner with all three of those hyperscalers, and we have access to them. As Gary showed, we have multiple data centers. We're seeing clients need express routes, direct connects, point-to-points from our data centers to the hyperscalers as well. But what we're also seeing, and real quick, just to highlight, because, shame on us, sometimes people don't know all the different things that we do and that you have access to as partners, but we have the ability to create dedicated, public, shared, or hybrid solutions at any location. And we do mean any location. We own and operate our own data centers, but we operate out of hundreds of locations around the globe, providing compute assets as well as connections to other compute assets in the cloud that we're providing, or that maybe one of the other hyperscalers is providing, and we're acting as a reseller or an aggregator of that capacity. Very, very flexible. We monitor everything up, down, report, log management, store the logs, can help remediate issues remotely, can help doing advanced anomaly detection, endpoint detection, next generation firewalls, anything that touches the network, anything that touches the compute stack, anything that touches the hosted applications. Quest has the ability to manage, maintain, and support it, regardless of what platform it is. So, and that goes all the way down to full analytics, full testing and penetration tests, and helping people with real-time reporting. If they need support on part of their IT infrastructure from an MSP or an MSSP security standpoint, Quest can engage, and we have the building blocks to do it. This is one of the biggest differentiators we have, and this is what we're seeing in the hyperscaler space as well, is clients trying to figure out where they want to consume technology. Do they want to put all of their key applications and, more importantly, their classified data up in the cloud, or do they want to keep some of it on premise? Would they like it to be hosted by their team in a data center of their choosing, and maybe supported, monitored, managed by Quest? That's, kind of this middle block here. Or are they looking for us to provide the platform in a dedicated space for them that they can manage, they can control, all the way to when we're talking about artificial intelligence and large language models and things like that. Quest can provide dedicated platforms that keep that data set of that client private and contained for them to manage and not necessarily share all of their corporate data with other AI learning models. So we can provide a platform as a service on a dedicated instance or in a container that doesn't give the AI agents, if you will, access to all of their proprietary information, but they can create their own learning models there. And then full software as a service. We connect to Azure, we connect to GCP, we can help provide the software as a service look and feel, and also help them secure it. We all kind of seen the cloud tech stack, shared responsibility models, what it means. It really is how customers want to consume things, where they want their assets to reside, and how they want to take responsibility for supporting, managing, maintaining their data, supporting their people. We talk through this shared responsibility matrix with clients all the time, and we're seeing your clients, we're seeing people in the market vacillate a little bit between going full cloud, back to colo, a little bit of private, a little bit of hybrid. There is not a one size fits all. So what we're also seeing is people have been in cloud services, in hosted, in hyperscalers, and they're starting to see more and more ramp up of costs, and they're trying to also figure out a way to categorize and secure their data. So these are some trends that we're seeing that, in 2025, repatriation, basically fancy word of bringing data and bringing corporate assets out of the cloud and onto a private workload environment is growing. 86% of CIOs have planned to move some of their workloads back to on-premise. A lot of this has to do with data and having access to their corporate and their client data in a way that large language and agent AI models aren't learning from their intellectual property, right? You've seen AI agents and things like that going out, combing the web and pulling in all data that's available. We're seeing the same thing in private environments when you're dealing with things like Copilot and things like that. Quest is helping to create rules and limitations on those AI agents. The same thing is going on in the public world. If you're putting your data out there, if it's accessible, people are getting trained on it. So we are seeing organizations try to figure out what can be in the public workspace, what can be in the public cloud, and what they want to keep a little bit closer to home. That spend is increasing. Your clients are trying to figure out where they want their applications to run. So we can help. If you need help with that, that's something we're definitely doing. Some of the reasons they're doing it is cost. Like I mentioned, some of the reasons are privacy and compliance and security reasons. Sometimes having your data set and your applications in the cloud, multiple APIs get connected to other assets, and it's hard to understand who's sharing what. Just because it's in the cloud doesn't mean that cloud providers are managing the configuration, the policies, and the management. So it does take just as much care and feeding sometimes to make sure that your policies and your configurations are the way you want them to be. Not a positive thing, but you see in the licensing models and the way that vendors are starting to work with, and have always been working with customers, really is everyone kind of wants to control everyone else's spend. So vendor lock-in is a real thing. And if you put all your eggs in one basket and don't diversify a little bit, you can be very, very dependent when the rules of the road change. We're seeing this with VMware and Broadcom. In that situation, a lot of organizations are losing control of their ability to kind of, self-determination and path of how they're going to move forward with their virtualization strategy. VMware is getting very aggressive in removing features and kind of giving organizations one path and one option. Just is what it is. It's their business decision. And as operators and as trusted advisors and technology consultants, diversification is not a bad thing, right? There is a skills gap and there is a challenge in operating cloud environments, board in the cloud instances, and all that type of thing. So how do we help, right? How can Quest help you? How can Quest help your customers? What are solutions that we have? So a couple of things we're going to be going through here is we have a Quest Edge Compute capability. It's basically a hyperscaler-like environment but it's at the edge. It's in our data centers. It's in our environment. It's hosted as a service, but it gives that same kind of scalability, typically at about 40% less, 40 to 50% less what clients are spending in the large hyperscalers. It's dedicated instances. We got plenty of compute available in different regions around the United States and overseas. It's a quick ability to turn those assets on, replicate them between sites. Awesome platform. We have migration services helping organizations get in and out of the hyperscalers, right? If they want to move their workloads there, we can help. If they want to move them out, we can help. If they want to build something custom, we can help. AI workshops, software licensing, and of course, ad hoc professional services. So we'll jump into a little bit here. Our edge compute, these are all different edge compute nodes all over the globe, where we have the ability to quickly and rapidly provide additional compute services in region as clients want them, right? So it's a dedicated instance for your client, very, very similar look and feel to, if they're familiar with the AWS platform, same look and feel to that. They can schedule their own storage, their own CPU, their own allocation of RAM to servers, build their own applications, and basically turn up and turn down capacity based on a sandbox approach on how much they would like to reserve. So if they need, multiple cores of CPU, gigs of RAM, and terabytes of storage, how much do you need? How much is your sandbox? How much of a sandbox would you like to build? And we can help them turn that up very, very quickly. And again, we're seeing clients when they're looking at like an AWS or an Azure instance of this versus going to edge compute. And we have use cases around this in higher ed, financial services, and manufacturing, where they're saving between 40 and 50% of their monthly recurring costs in a like-for-like environment. So great option. A lot of people don't know they have these types of options out there in the marketplace. We'd love to have these conversations and take a look at what they're consuming right now or what they're considering to consume and walk them through that. They do have options when it comes to how they want to host their assets in a third-party site.
Hey, Adam, just on that real quick, talking about how we're different and the vendor lock-in strategy. Can you talk a little bit about the platforms, how they be customizable, not necessarily be locked into the public clouds, tool sets and the disadvantages there? There's some advantages that we can provide dedicated for the customer, maybe on a platform that they like.
Yeah, so there is the ability that if a client has a preference around what platform, endpoint, or compute that they like, we can also build custom. So they have the ability to say, hey, we really, really like this brand of server, this brand of virtualization technology. We want to move away from VMware or Broadcom, or we want to lean in with them, but we want to have this backup strategy. Oftentimes in the hyperscalers, you are tied to their environment and their, I think they call it their marketplace selection of partners, which is great and all sorts of good capabilities there. But your dollars are kind of allocated there. In our environment, we can provide the platform that they require, whether it's built on servers that we're providing or compute that we're providing in a design that we work through with them on a dedicated instance, or they can basically consume what we have built out from an edge standpoint. So Gary, any other thoughts that you wanted to kind of share with the partners on that?
Yeah, I just wanted to call. I think that's a big deal as customers really look to get repatriated and move back. There's lots of reasons to do that. One of them is not being held hostage. And I think, in my mind, there's a great story to tell there that many partners have the ability to share with their customers that they may candidly not be aware of on that side. So when that comes up, know that there's options there.
Yeah, and if there's a technology set that your clients like, this is classic. Is clients sometimes don't know the options that they have, and as technology advisors, one of your biggest strengths that we want to make sure you can bring to the table is, hey, there's a different way to do this, and one of those is if they like a certain technology, if they really love, I don't know, just pulling something out, Pure Storage, for example, or the NetApp arrays or FlexPod architecture, or they like a certain hyperscaler or Nutanix or whatever it is. These are all building blocks, and where Quest is different is we're a value-added reseller. We have relationships and agreements with all the major manufacturers out there, right? And they all have great things to offer the channel. But sometimes clients think, oh, that's a me responsibility as the client. I have to manage that environment. I have to buy it. I have to source the data center. I have to bundle it together. I have to validate the design. I have to support it day two. No, you as a technology advisor can go in there and let them know that there's an organization that can take the parts and pieces that they like. We can bundle it together and deliver the entire thing as a service in the same way they consume it from a hyperscaler today. Huge differentiator, the idea of they can prefer a certain technology, they can buy into a certain strategy and it can work for their business, but how it's delivered and how it's consumed can really lock people up sometimes. And as an MSP and as a system integrator, that's one of our biggest strengths is we can work with you and your client to customize something to deliver the outcome they're looking for. They don't have to just do it the same way they've always done it, either buy it and operate it or hand the keys over to a hyperscaler and hope for the best. They have options. It's probably the biggest takeaway we want to make sure everyone has there. So and again, hyperscalers are great. We do a lot of work with Azure and AWS and do a lot of development on those platforms. But people need to diversify. And something that we're seeing people need help with is clean and consistent migrations into the cloud, into providers or out. So we've helped build private cloud environments, as I was just discussing. We've also helped organizations move and build successfully into the hyperscale environment. So think SharePoint in the cloud. I need a good landing zone for a hosted workspace for my clients. Clients want to build out a new SharePoint instance or a new platform for sharing data in a secure way between themselves and clients. And they want to leverage like an Azure instance to do that. We help them build that. We help them migrate it, and we help them connect their end users or create a front end for them to work with. So a lot of work getting from point A to point B. Classic problem that you guys probably deal with as technology advisors is the idea that, hey, I have on-premise equipment and it's this capacity. It's 200 gigs of RAM, whatever cores of CPU and 20 terabytes, and I'm going to sell them XYZ in the cloud. Right? We're going to do a capacity planning exercise and do a like for like migration. That move from on-premise to cloud is a difficult task. The hyperscalers do not out with that transition. They'll give you the on-ramp. They'll help you once you get the data there, and they'll help you build it out. But successfully migrating from point A to point B is something that does take a little bit of work. So a lot of opportunity there to get that right. Probably one of our hottest conversations and workshops going on right now, especially in the cybersecurity space, is our AI workshops. And these AI workshops are not, futurist sessions where we talk about, what could be and what will be and all that kind of stuff. That's not what we do here. But what they are tactical conversations around what potential AI agents will mean to an organization. if you treat AI agents as individuals within an organization, what access do they have? What capabilities do they have? And what policies do you need to have in place in order to deal with them, right? So when you're talking about things like Microsoft Copilot, or organizations tapping into like ChatGPT or different AI platforms, how are you managing your data set? How are you keeping that information in-house? How are you managing the policies of your workers, leveraging these tools as well? So having that AI conversation with the lens of cybersecurity and securing the environment, these conversations lead to real opportunities that we can help clients solve a problem today for things around AI that are going to be happening down the road. A lot of people love to talk about AI. A lot of people love to kind of go out there and have the agent conversation, the futurist conversations, but how are they actually dealing with it? I was reading an article just the other day around AI fatigue in the enterprise, because people have spent a lot of money, they've built things, they've invested in large language learning models and things like that, and the return on investment for organizations is not quite there yet. And a lot of that, I believe, and we believe, comes from not doing the work up front to understand how you're going to leverage those tools, right? It's the idea of, hey, let's just go hire a bunch of people and the revenue will come. That's no different than, hey, let's go build a bunch of AI agents and the revenue will come. Reverse that thinking. Go through a workshop with your clients on what challenges do you have from a business standpoint now, and what can you leverage within the AI world to deal with those challenges. A lot of people think that you create AI agents or you create some type of new software tool and opportunities are going to rain down on you, and all of a sudden your business is going to get swamped with engagement. That's kind of the build it and they will come model. And we see a lot of folks get flame out and burn out doing that. It's fun. It's really fun to talk about. But typically most of us like to help our customers either sell more of what they're doing or make more of what they're doing and not be a cost center. If you don't want to be a cost center and you want to be something that helps them do more, let's get involved in an AI workshop. Let's talk about how this can help secure their environment. They can get more out of their investments. They can do more with less, as opposed to like maybe creating, there are only so many Elon Musks and only so many Chat GPTs in the world. All right. Those guys have money to burn. Most of our clients in the middle market are trying to run a business and operate a P&L. So having a AI workshop specifically around how do we help secure you during this rapid time of change, as well as maybe get a little bit more efficiency out of your workforce. Those are some things we love to put together. Great opportunity. If you have any more questions about that, please reach out. That's definitely an area where we're seeing a lot of needs and requirements there. This one's fun. A lot of folks on here come from the telecom. A lot of our partners come from the telecom world, classic business engagement model back in the day. And I think still a lot of people do it is, hey, let's take a look at your telecom spend and see if we can optimize it and do all that kind of good stuff, right? We've been involved in channel partners in that world for 15 years now. So we've definitely seen that play. You're seeing a very, very similar situation happen in the software licensing world. So this is happening for a few reasons. One, software organizations are getting acquired, right? I mentioned the Broadcom VMware situation a couple of times today, but there's probably 15 or 20 other major OEMs, manufacturing SaaS companies that are going through some level of private equity consolidation or public market manipulation that is kind of messing with licensing schemes. And everyone's kind of changing the game. They're changing rules. They're changing requirements. And we see it every single day. Every single day we're dealing with this. We are a MSP and MSSP. We acquire software, we acquire hardware, and we deliver it as a service to our clients. So when you're thinking like, well, what the hell, Quest, do you know about software licensing? Our business, our profitability, the ability for us to maintain a profit margin for our cost of goods sold is very, very highly dictated by our ability to effectively manage these waters. And as Gary mentioned, we've been around about 42 years. There's a great saying, Army guy here, beware of the old man in an industry where men die young. Okay? So a lot of MSPs, a lot of people flame out. We've been around for 42 years because we understand and we are very, very diligent about understanding licensing costs and things like that. We're seeing our customers get challenged with this. Your customers are challenged with this. So what we put together is a workshop and a conversation. And in our next Quick Quest update that you guys hopefully are logged into and getting our Quick Quest updates, we're sending out messaging around how to start this conversation with your customers, right? So having a licensing conversation, having a quick review, how are they currently licensed? What are some potential challenges? What are some overlaps? What are some entitlements they might not be using? Are there areas where we can optimize their spend, right? If they're spending, 3 providers doing the same function, whether it's logging events or securing endpoints or monitoring their network, people have bought all sorts of tools. And part of the skills gap is they don't have the tool sets appropriately categorized and effectively used. So another thing is we can bundle those licensing packages together and help with ongoing maintenance and create a long-term plan for them to get the most out of their licensing. So the rules are changing. The landscape is changing constantly. Quest, we deal with this every single day. Every single day, we are dealing with licensing changes, cost models changing, random McKesson engineers coming in for organizations that they just bought and changing the licensing scheme to increase their EBITDA and their market value. All sorts of shenanigans go on. So we can help. This is something your customers are very, very challenged with. They're trying to run their business. They're not necessarily seeing this every day. So if we can set up an hour to an hour and a half conversation, huge opportunity. Big part of your client's wallet share is going into licensing, and we help with that. Another differentiator in this, again, we're seeing this one rapidly take off as well as help desk. But this is a on-call support opportunity for technical on-call support. Basically, think about it as a 24/7 phone a friend, Uber for engineering capability, where your clients can have access to the hundreds of engineers that Quest has on our bench and available for either remote, on-site, or emergency support. It's a simple retainer-based or pay-as-you-go model. So it's very, very customizable to what they want. If they want to allocate a certain amount of dollars for the year into this, great. That's their bucket of funds. Good to go. Or if they want to have a pay-as-you-go model, where they pick up the phone and say, "Hey, I need this resource, right? I need a SQL database, DBA, or I need a SharePoint person to help me with this project," whatever it is. They can add funds on the fly with basically it's a simple a click where they say, "Hey, I want to allocate this amount," and it funds it at that time. Very, very powerful on-demand capability for them. So if they like Uber, if they like Lyft, if they like being able to get a car in any city at any time to take them from point A to point B, and they like that model, and they wish, man, shit, someone should do this for IT. Quest has done it. We got it built. It's ready to go. We've been operating for 5 years. Huge adoption. It's the idea of, I need to have this resource at this location or at this time to help me get from point A to point B. And that's what our team can do. So very, very powerful capability, national and international capabilities there as well. We had some resources on the ground in South Pacific. We've had resources on the ground in the UK and Great Britain. You let us know where you need people. We'll get it figured out and get it coordinated for your clients. Very, very powerful. So just to summarize, in that on-call support, that technical on-call support is also the ability us to help organizations from a migration standpoint. A lot of folks need a sounding board, need a system administrator, need a senior DBA, someone to help them get from point A to point B. We can help there, right? So as we kind of talk through, when we're talking about public or private or migration challenges, limited support, they don't know what they're doing from a security standpoint, or they're concerned about security issues. Maybe they don't have the backups coordinated, or the resiliency, and hey, do it yourself is great until you get into trouble. So we can help in a lot of different ways. We can help from a testing standpoint. We can help from a DevOps standpoint by testing APIs when they move from point A to point B. We can help them understand the roles and responsibilities in public cloud from a governance standpoint, who's actually responsible for their data. Hint, hint, it's not Microsoft, it's not AWS, and it's not people with the best lawyers in the world. They're not taking responsibility for your customers' data. So I know it's kind of a reality conversation, and people don't necessarily like to have a reality conversation, but people with better lawyers are not going to take responsibility for your data. It just is what it is. Read the SLA from your hyperscalers. You're on your own. So we can help. We can help secure that. We can help them understand that, and we can help them put policies in place to get that done. Any questions? I know we kind of ripped through that real quick, but if any questions came up, Gary, anything in the chat, or anybody jump in there with a question? Are we good to hop into some of our incentives and some of our spiffs for coming up? No? All right.
No chats, Adam.
All right. No problem. Well, I'm excited about this. This is something we put together. It's going really well. We've paid out about over $15,000 year to date in some of these spiffs, a couple of them specifically, but a lot of adoption around this. So something we'd love to kind of make sure the partners are always aware of. There's a registration page for this. You can talk to your channel manager about it, but we're paying for pipeline spiffs, not awards. Not, hey, we got a new contract or we got something new. We really believe that we can help clients in these areas, and we want to incentivize you guys to get us on a call with your customer to talk around these areas. So these are pipeline spiffs. So we get on the call with you, we talk a little bit about it, you say, okay, cool, yeah, this is good to go. Let's get on the call with the customer. You get us on the call with the customer for an approved opportunity in the areas of application development. So when I say application development, you're like, well, what the heck does that mean? Like, anything from a SQL database review to a modernization project to any of those cloud services migrations, those are applications, that's development work. Hey, I have a new software package I need to connect. Yesterday, Brian and I were on a call with a partner trying to figure out how to do an API integration potentially. So, that type of work, if we're getting those kind of conversations and help move that forward for them, for facial recognition on a certain transaction platform, right? So how do we do that? Any of those are application development. Cybersecurity Suite is another one where we're paying $500 to get on the call and talk to your clients around our Cyber Defense Suite. If you haven't seen our Cyber Defense Suite, jump on our partner website, take a look at it. We have training on it. It's about 11 different services in different areas around Cyber Defense Suite. That could be everything from immutable storage backups to patch management, anomaly detection, password management, any of those services. Get us on a call with the customer. Customer has a need around one of those aspects. $500 directly to you over a virtual gift card. The same card you guys are getting today for attending this session. We basically wire $500 directly to it. Okay. And the last one is risk management. So DR, business continuity, disaster as a service. A lot of people struggling with CMMC. $500 for an approved opportunity where we hop on the phone with you and your customer. So, and when I say approved opportunity, we're not hard asses on it, but basically the high level is you're working with us as your delivery partner and your customer has a need, right? So we get on the phone call, not that anyone's ever done this before, but we get on the phone call and the partner says, like, I'm not sure why I'm here. I was told I'd get paid $100 if I showed up. Not that anyone's ever done that. Just kidding. But that would kind of be like, hey, that's not qualified. But if, hey, they're looking for help and you're working with us as your delivery partner, love to put $500 in your pocket. We also have a new logo spiff. Okay. So new logo, new award comes across, another $500 directly on that virtual gift card directly to you, in addition to all the normal partner payouts, right? All the normal stuff for your TSD of record and everything like that. And then a no-brainer. You guys want, I mean, it's halfway through summer, we're almost, there's still vacation season, but, new pair of shoes, new goodies on a trip or whatever, capability reviews with your customer. You register a capability review, we pay $250 to you directly, virtual gift card, again, reloadable virtual gift card, the same one you're getting today. You get a virtual gift card for a Quest capability review. So talk to your channel manager, talk to Brian, talk to Ryan, talk to Gary. Capability reviews are awesome opportunities to talk about what your customers are dealing with. And then, what we can work on together. So fantastic.
Hey, Adam, I don't think the slides are not advancing on our side. You're still on the pipeline stuff. I'm not sure what you're showing.
Yeah, he's on the capability. I think you're stuck on your side, Gary.
I'm slow. Okay.
Good old Marriott Wi-Fi.
Sorry about that. Yeah, and Adam, okay. while I'm on, just great opportunity. I just want to hit on the application. Obviously, the pipeline stuffs are huge because we know stuff pops out the other end. Application development is really a huge area of customer spend that does not show up specifically in the TSD's back office. That's primarily centric around certain technologies or solutions or whatnot. I don't know the latest numbers, but at one point recently, well over half of our commission checks going out to the TSDs in general are around application development, databases, areas that are really revenue generating centers for customers that are a huge opportunity. So we know when we get in these conversations that there's, a big touch point there. So I just wanted to tap on that. So thank you.
All right. Can you guys hear me okay right now? Am I coming in broken?
Oh, you're good, Adam.
All right. Good deal. All right. Well, like I said, capability review, easy 250 directly to you. We walk through. It's about a half hour, 45 minute, and 80% of those, a little over 8 out of 10 of those generate an immediate opportunity for us and for you as the partner. So love those sessions. We also want to let you guys know we do have some amazing turnkey marketing programs available for you as partners. These are playbooks specifically around helping you start the conversation and promote your capabilities to your customers in these areas. So wireless, application development, the topics we were talking around today around cyber defense suite and technical staffing and things like that. These playbooks are available for you to get that messaging out to customers. So we also, if you're interested in the playbooks, please let us know. We're going to send this information out. This link will take you directly to those where you can download them and have access. So awesome capability there. We also have the ability and have a training program where we're going through specific building blocks of Quest that can be helpful to you or to your sales team as you're trying to learn more about potential other areas to generate revenue with your clients. These are all recorded and they're also on our partner website. If you'd like to watch any of these that have been completed so far, we have another one coming up on the 23rd, specifically around application development. So when you get the content from today's session and you'd like to register, this link will take you directly there as well. But these are recorded, and if you're ever interested in looking at previous workshops or boot camps or things like that, please let us know. We'll get that set up for you.
Hey, Adam, we did have a
Gary,
couple of questions come in. If you want to pull, I don't know if you want to wait till the end to address those, or we've got a few minutes.
Let's go.
Yeah, so first one
sure.
came in from John. Any comments on mobility and managing wireless resources? I think you kind of touched on it with the partner playbooks, but.
Yeah, so we do have the ability to monitor, maintain, and support wireless. So if they do have like a mobility initiative, whether it's iPads or phones or remote connectivity, anything like that, that is certainly an offering that we have, and we can deliver that as a service, either with the devices included or with the with the connectivity for the wireless included as well, with remote management and support. Yep, definitely something we do.
Cool. And then Kevin had a question. I think this popped up when we were on the pipeline steps. So would an AI implementation focused on middleware development between I just lost my chat went away, between basically, I think it was two systems that don't talk to each other. I'm trying to find it. Sorry, I'm fighting with WebEx now. Yeah, so back to the pipeline stuff. So application development for AI specific. Yeah. Yep.
The only requirements there for that would be we're your delivery partner, that we're going in there shoulder to shoulder together. And we have a conversation with the customer around that specific initiative. Absolutely, 100% register that, or we're good to go.
Cool. Those were the two questions that came in.
Awesome. All right, so we have the event schedule coming up. So I know we got a little bit of event season coming up here. The partner team, we're going to be at the following events. If you'd like to meet with us or set up some time, love to meet with you. We're going to be at the Telarus Partner Summit, August 4th through 7th. We're going to be at Avant Special Forces, the 15th of September through the 17th. And then we're going to be, at Channel Connect with the Austin folks in November. So if you got any TSD schedules coming up, let us know. Love to meet with you there while we're in town. We do have some opt-in and opt-out languages as far as updates. If you're not getting the monthly newsletter, please let us know. We'd love to send it to you and love to make sure you're aware of all the great things going on. These are our technology partner quick quest updates. But you also get some of our security advisors. Our security advisory blasts go out around real-time potential threats. If you're trying to get into the cybersecurity space, the best way to do that is constantly letting your customers know that you're thinking about them and that you have actionable intelligence on potential areas that may be impacting them. So we send out security advisory newsletters. We send out responses on a weekly basis. They're not soliciting business. They're just saying, hey, here's a vulnerability that's in the marketplace that is affecting a lot of our users. If you'd like some help with it, please let us know. You can forward that. We've seen partners create great revenue opportunities by just forwarding these security advisories to their clients and saying, hey, are you guys dealing with this Teams issue? Or do you need any help with this firmware update for Fortinet or this new vulnerability from Microsoft? Whatever it is, vulnerabilities happen all the time. if you want to be in that mindset of your customers, communicating that out there that you can help them when something does happen, they're going to be giving you a call or thinking of you. So talk to your partner manager about it. If you're not receiving these, please let us know. We'll love to get you signed up. It also lets you know about upcoming training and events like that. So tons of resources. We'll make sure this is available for you guys and sent out to you. All sorts of data sheets, more data sheets than you can imagine, on different service building blocks. So everything from the full overview to staffing and augmentation. And I know Brian and I love to talk about this all the time, but some of our largest deals in the channel right now are built around staffing, just helping people find the right people, and placing them. And you as an advisor have full access to that.
And real quick, Adam, Kevin had another question about security advisories. Asked if they can be easily shared on LinkedIn. We put those out. It's more text, right? On our security advisories.
The security advisories, those are usually pretty tactical, around a specific threat that you may be challenged with. We do, within the playbooks, we do put out, areas of interest, or we pre-package LinkedIn posts for you that you can push out. I don't think, oh no, we have actually, no, that's not true. We have in the past put out security advisories or notifications on LinkedIn, but usually what you're getting in those essays are the same messages we're sending to our direct clients from a security standpoint. As far as like, hey, we know you have Fortinet, or we know you have Cisco, or we know you have Microsoft. If you need help addressing these challenges, let us know. But we also, in the playbook, do have LinkedIn messages that you can frame as well. So I would be careful though. I would just be careful on LinkedIn blasting out content around specific vendors and vulnerabilities that can also sometimes be like kind of dicey. So yeah, your call. Any other questions, Brian?
Nope. That is it for now.
Cool. Just a quick refresh on how to engage the partner portal at questsys.com. It's 2 clicks from our main website. Just go to partners and then click on partner portal. Tons of good content in there, lots of good video, lots of good training sessions, lots of good content you can use. So please check out the portal whenever you have a chance. Also, we have a registration field, simple registration information. We conduct a quick internal call, kind of mutually qualify. Hey, it's a good fit for us. It's a good fit for you. This is how we're going to approach it. And after that internal call, we'll assign, technical pre-sales resources to support a customer discovery call and conversation. And then obviously, follow up the next steps. Partners at questsys.com. Partners at questsys.com hits the team. And if you have any requirement for a capability review for your team, or if you want to go dig deeper in any of the topics we covered today or on any other sessions you've participated in, or just general questions, escalations, and hey, I need help communicating, or I need help with feedback or something like that, partners at questsys.com. Hit that distro up anytime. And then for emergency, whether it's cybersecurity, physical asset, licensing emergency, some type of down environment, doesn't always have to be security. We had an organization that had a fiber incident where they needed emergency support for some splicing going on. IR at questsys.com. So if you ever have an emergency, your customers need emergency support, IR at questsys.com would be our recommendation there. You have the partner support team here. We also, for those of our friends on the East Coast, we got a new addition to the team. Gentleman by the name of Ryan Howard, who's on the team now out of New Jersey, can be supporting the East for us. So really excited about him joining the team. I think we put a message out on LinkedIn welcoming him to the team. But if you haven't welcomed Ryan to the team yet, he joined just in middle of June. So awesome to have him on board. He's a full month in and drinking from a fire hose, doing a great job. That's our partner support team and available for you guys. And then Justin or Darcy, I think we got actually we're not a raffle drawing. We're sending out e-gift cards to everyone who attended today. So yeah, any other questions or anything else we can cover in the last couple minutes here while we got everyone?
Nothing in the chat, Adam.
Okay. Well, thank you again for making the time. Hopefully I got some good information on hyperscaler availability, some areas we can help from migration and cybersecurity. And yeah, take advantage of those spiffs. If you got a customer opportunity or a call or anything like that, please put in registration for that. We love to get those paid out to you directly. So thank you everyone for joining today, and have a great rest of your day.
Thanks all.
Thanks, everyone.